Let me paint you a picture, right? It's October 17th. You're chilling in your living room and you get a notification and realize that Tyler, the Creator's about to drop his album this month. It's incredible. It's unheard of. He's dropping in 2 weeks in comparison to the utter horseshit of an album plan that Kanye fed us at the start of the year. But then, upon remembering Kanye exists, and remembering that other fandoms do indeed exist in this world, an overwhelming sense of dread washes over you as you begin to recall all the other times you've thought those very thoughts. And you start to spontaneously relive all of your past trauma of watching something you love get absolutely annihilated because the community became absolute and complete utter dog shit after one meltdown. It didn't really matter what it was or how much you loved it. Eventually, and especially because of all that COVID shit, making people think that it's socially acceptable to become a mollusk rather than interact with other human beings in their day-to-day lives. These people... What am I talking about? These people. Halo 3 suicide grunts. Waves of the Halo 3 suicide grunts would come in fucking droves on some self-destructive bullshit to fucking ensure that if anyone here is getting to suck that guy's dick, it's them! Fan art, fan fiction, character ships, demonetized. People would do all sorts of heinous and criminal shit just to get the attention of their favorite artists or creators, willing to throw each other under the bus for even the slightest bit of acknowledgement from them, like their Aztec shaman sacrificing each other to... It wasn't even the fact that some of these things were getting created. Nah, because that shit's normal, right? It's the internet. Statistically, someone's gonna come along and say some shit along the lines of, I'd fuck the shit out of that thing! It's just after a certain point of success within a product, and especially for the fandoms that are already based off of something at least a little bit weird, the fandom as a whole starts deteriorating into a shell of its formerly socially acceptable self. It's something so twisted and malformed that it starts to become genuinely unrecognizable to anyone that wasn't in ground zero of what could only have been a chemical attack on the community, as it's the only way to rationalize the idiotic and insane behavior of the people within it. And I hope I don't hurt any of your feelings when I say shit like this, although if you are getting offended, you are the problem. Alright, we need to get that straight first. But goddamn, God forbid I try to like this shit and be normal, right? God forbid I make the mistake of telling my friend, who am I kidding? I had no friend. God forbid I make the mistake of saying to my peers, yeah, my middle school peers, that when my sisters forced me to watch the Twilight pentology with them, that I didn't find the movies absolutely insufferable. God forbid I tell these gargoyles that I grew up watching anime because my family had a Netflix subscription, and the cartoon lineup on that shit consisted of a Super Mario Brothers Super Show, Woody Woodpecker, fucking Sonic Underground, and seasons 1 through 5 of SpongeBob, and that I didn't find that weeaboo shit too weird. You want to know what happened to me after I made these class 4 felonies in front of my peers? I got exiled. I got voted off the damn island. It's bullshit. They should have bullied the shit out of me. At least then I would have learned some sort of lesson. You know, I would have stopped doing these nerdy things in front of other people. But no, here I am making a fucking video with the Amori soundtrack on it because I fucking love that game. But either way, it was done to me because of the preconceived notions of those types of people that enjoy those things. And for context, I had undiagnosed ADHD at the time. So, to really put you on my shoes here, I'm really bad at reacting to information, but I'm really good at retaining that information once I realize that it exists. So in other words, I'm saying here I'm a dumbass. For instance, I'm having a conversation with you, right? And at some point, I fucking guarantee I will ask you to repeat yourself at least 4 times in a row, because I, for the life of me, cannot pick up one of the things you said in your sentence. And after you do so, I'll follow up by asking you about something that you told me 3 months ago that you completely forgot about. Another example, I think back in 8th grade, yeah, I had this buddy, Jack, right? Funny ass guy. He's like a clone of Moist Critical that wears biker leathers instead of working out. The guy told me a joke once, and it was some shit referencing the dick twist, right? I think he said some stupid shit along the lines of, you gotta give him a scrotate in that kind of situation. And I gave him this look of complete and utter disbelief, because scrotate had to be the dumbest fucking word I've ever heard in my entire life. And he must have thought that, the genius of his joke couldn't crack through my thick fucking skull, because he sees me with this look on my face, and he leans in real close and he says, you gotta grab the scrot, and you wrote, while making this twisting motion with his hands. And obviously I lost it, because I was like 12 years old. But 2 weeks after that, we sit in sexual education, right? And I'm sitting with the same guy in my peripheral vision, nigh 5 feet away from me. And the teacher was showing like an anatomy page on the textbook, on the projector, of the male genitalia, right? The teacher says scrotum, and I shit you not, My brain looks like Pepe Sylvia connecting the dots. I thought I was having a goddamn seizure. I start getting mental flashbangs like I'm Akira of this fucking guy, Jack, making that stupid ass joke and rotating his fucking hand in front of me. And I start choking, right? I start... The teacher then stops the lesson in its entirety to single me out. Colin, do you need to go to the principal's office? The whole focus of the room shifts to me, and this fucking leather-bound orangutan sitting next to me, mid-psychic attack, turns to fully face me. And needless to say, Jack was the only one that understood my situation. So to the rest of my classmates and my teacher, I looked like a fucking toddler for laughing at a dick. Haha, dick funny! But I'm getting off track. What I'm trying to say with all of this is just try to keep an open mind, alright? Just try to keep an open mind and form what's called an opinion on these topics, rather than taking a fat, steamy shit on it because of the things said and done by people who enjoy, or God forbid, occasionally, the people who make these things. Because we're all fucking horrible people, in case you forgot. It's called being a human, alright? Don't go trying to claim holier than thou, like this shit's the comment section for a post by the dodo.
He had this rope-like device around his neck. I think they call them leashes. So I walked up to the dog, and I had to do it. I just had to do it. I started sucking that dog's dick.
Obviously, we all finna make mistakes and say and do things that are objectively stupid for one reason or another. But I must be a fucking scholar for having realized it. But when someone says something hateful or not okay at some point, and it makes you angry that 13 years later that person's toppled your glorious queen Taylor Swift, instead of going on a fucking warpath like Genghis Khan through his Twitter to expose him for the previous lyrics and tweets, like saying offensive shit wasn't his whole brand, and continue this warpath against Tyler a whole week later, even though he's not even #1 on Spotify anymore, just ignore it. And if you're getting upset at these insensitive things that this guy has said 13 years ago about other human beings, right? Another person, I just got a little bit of advice for you. Go listen to Troncat.
Rape a pregnant bitch and tell my friends I had a threesome. You got a fucking death wish, I'm a genie, it'll get done. Nice to meet you, but it's more pleasant to eat you with a leaf of salad and some dressing pouring out a teacup. Bitch, I'm